Before we dive into our closing keynote, I want to give a thanks to Repay, who is our closing keynote sponsor. They have provided a QR code for you to scan to learn more about their solutions. And without further ado, I am very honored and excited to announce our closing keynote speaker, John Case, Acumatica CEO. John brings nearly 3 decades of industry leadership in cloud services, software product management, marketing, partner sales, digital promotion, and brand development to his role as CEO of Acumatica. And we are excited to close out acuCONNECT 2023 with insights from John. Welcome, John, to the stage.
Thank you very much, Liz. I hope everyone can see and hear me okay. I'm joining you today from our Acumatica headquarters just outside Seattle. And I'm very honored and thrilled to be here, and look forward to a good session and hoping to make you feel excited about your role in the ecosystem and community and all the things we can do together in the coming months and years. And so with that, I want to first start by first of all celebrating this event and thanking you for participating. I mean, what a great event this is. acuCONNECT 2023 had 600 registrants. I believe that's from 6 continents. If anyone ever shows up from Antarctica, I'd like to know. Then we can get to 7 continents, but 6 is pretty awesome. Really great list of sessions over multiple days and a jam-packed agenda, much bigger than last year, which is great. And I think it's important to thank the people that are responsible, the sponsors who do all this work. The fact that our channel, our VARs, our resellers get involved, our partners get involved and really drive a lot of subject expertise and thoughts into this community. And then the acuCONNECT team itself. I mean, one of the things I love about this process and this team is that this event is that it's not something that Acumatica runs. I love communities that are self-sustaining. It's fantastic. It's a great reference point on the value of the product, but also the value and contribution of the entire community. So thank you to the acuCONNECT team who runs this event. And we should all thank them offline too, because it really is a great event. And again, we're happy to participate and support, but we also love that you run it for yourselves. And I think that's a really significant thing. So here's some things I kind of want to talk about, over the next, sort of 20 or 30 minutes. First of all, the power of community, to me, is one of the things that makes us, makes this ecosystem together so special and interesting. I talk about how acuCONNECT is a great example of that community in action. What does that really mean? Well, look, it's an exchange of ideas. And the reason that you all get together is to learn from each other and share best practices. But if we didn't do it, people wouldn't be able to find those answers from each other, and they wouldn't be able to make progress. And we learn from it. We hear what's working. We hear what's not working. And that for us is just such a vital source of knowledge and information. And we talk a little bit later about the product. You'll hear more specifically about what that means. But this power of community also means our partner ecosystem, the VARs and the ISVs that we work with every day, that our customers use and work with every day. Together, we're sort of pushing the envelope for what's really possible with ERP. And we've been in this business for a little more than a decade, and I've been around for a couple of years now almost. And I think that what I see is still so much opportunity to push that envelope. And it starts with your real world problems and we can help you solve them. But it also means ideas and thoughts around where the business is going together. And that idea that we're building the future of that business together. acuCONNECT is a terrific instantiation of that vision and that idea. And I love that about this event. And our community is one of the things that makes Acumatica the most special. In many ways, we are doing it for you and with you. It's not our community, it's your community. Today it's virtual, and these events, I think, serve great purpose from that. But all around the world, whether it's user groups or individual industry associations, et cetera, all those things then for us culminate at our summit in this year. It'll be in January 2024. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But for us, all these kind of events, for us culminate in the one that we value as much as any, which is the Summit 2024. And so thank you so much for participating in that and being a contributor and driving us forward, which is what we need. We need that help. I want to talk a bit about momentum, because I think that there's this, for those of you who've been around Acumatica for some time, 5 or 10 years, you've seen a lot of momentum. But what's exciting is where we're going to and what's happened in the past 12 months. And the momentum is real, and it's really picked up even in the last sort of 2 or 3 quarters, which makes us really interested in kind of the future. And that customer growth for us, we talked about customer growth a lot at the last summit, and it really spiked for us in late 2022, but that has really continued through the first 3 quarters of this year. And we're on sort of record pace for new customer additions. We're on sort of record pace for additions to our industry edition customer list, everything. And that's not just in the US, it's around the world. And that momentum for us continues to validate what we're doing in the market with our product, but also what's happening with the community and all the work that we do together. The VAR system, the VAR system is also evolving. For those of you who work at one of our partners, we obviously changed quite dramatically the partner kind of alignment model with Acumatica, and it's had terrific impact. We see the people doing the investment we hope for. We see partners choosing to opt in. We see partners driving ahead on everything from certifications to new customer additions to renewals, customer success, everything, pre-sales. Our partner channel is getting better and deeper by the minute. And we've added new partner types. And those new partner types have become a huge part of what we'll do together in the coming years. Services-only partners, referral partners, different ways of engaging with ISVs. All those things will continue the momentum that we hope to see, that we will all benefit from together. I mentioned ISVs, but I do want to talk about it briefly because the companies that we work with that build technology in and around Acumatica are a huge source of success for the customer, and they're a huge source of momentum and growth for Acumatica broadly. And if you haven't spent the time to look through that list lately, every quarter there's a whole new set of certified names, both that we fulfill, also fulfilled by the ISVs themselves. And these are great applications that expand ERP capabilities and really make an impact on some of the problems and opportunities that we have together. So that to me is, along with the VAR ecosystem, the ISVs have a huge impact on our ability to service the customers that we want to grow into. And that opportunity, continues to be very relevant. And I want to talk a bit about where it comes from. Any given year, about 1/3 of our customers are folks that I would say come from the QuickBooks side. They grow out of QuickBooks. Many of you, I'm sure, came from that. And about 2/3 of our customers come from some legacy ERP, where a customer was stuck somewhere for a period of time or needed to move forward in the cloud. And these businesses obviously are very different. It's 2 very different motions and 2 very different ways of connecting. But that has been very stable. That balance between a small business growing out of a bookkeeping solution and a small to medium business or a mid-market business it's time to move beyond the legacy, the thing that they drove their business on. And those opportunities in the US and Canada, around the world, are enormous. We believe that, frankly, less than 25% of companies in our kind of target industries and target demographics have gone to the cloud. That growth is just beginning. And that for us is very relevant and very exciting. And then, the industry certainly notices, and it's not just what we say, it's what third parties say. And, you've probably participated in some of these surveys, either at our summit or virtually. The G2 surveys are one we value terrifically because it's user feedback. It's not coming from one reviewer. It's coming from how people that use the product and work with us and work with our channel relate to us. But G2, it comes out quarterly. Once again, the ones that are about to be released, we sort of lead the way across most of the major categories. We're besting all of our major competitors in things like usability and relationship, in value for money, all these things. And for us, 10 straight quarters, we've been kind of the leader in G2 in ERP. And that is not about the product. It's about the entire ecosystem working together to make customers successful. So that for us is very exciting. Nucleus, another analyst that we value tremendously, also gave us sort of the market leader position in the value matrix in the 2023 S&P ERP reviews. That just came out. We love that. The Globies, which is an award system around events, gave our 2023 summit the Event of the Year award. And we hope we can win that again next year. So the bar is high for our event team. But all this industry recognition just continues to prove the point that the momentum is real and the opportunity is real, and we still have so much in front of us. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I just think that's important. And by the way, the competitors have noticed. they've gotten angrier and pointier, and I relish that. I think it's great. I love selling against our competitors head to head. I was doing it today in a customer escalation with one of our key partners. It is so fun to take their FUD and turn it into, what's factual and not factual. And we will win those businesses, and I love that. And so staying the course for us in how we stay true to our team, on our business, and our product, it succeeds. We beat our competitors like that on a day-to-day basis. So I think that momentum is real. And so again, I thank you for your participation on that. And let's talk a bit about the product. I think that, if you don't know, you probably do. If you don't know, our R2 release is about to come out. And it'll be out in about 3 weeks, I believe is the date. And I think that there's some exciting things in it. And the fact that, we do these releases twice a year, and as we do them, we're constantly thinking about what to put in the product and how to drive it. Really, these releases are often about these three things. It's more and more intelligent technology to drive business. It's all these best-in-class applications with this sort of unified finance and CRM system that you know about. And then it's specific things in the industry, in tailored industry capabilities in our industry editions to allow us to drive, things like construction, manufacturing, distribution to be even more successful. But I actually think it's important for you to know that a whole bunch of these features come from the community. And you give us the ideas and you help us shape what we do. Just in this last release, over 70% of the features were ideas that came from customers. And almost a quarter of them were things that were literally ideated, and we got potential specs from them on our community. And I think that for us is, and then the ones that weren't were voted on, and people gave us feedback and thoughts. And so, I always tell people, if you want to have influence on the product, participate in our community events, participate in our online community, because you'll get a chance to influence the product very directly with your thoughts and feedback on what your real world problems are. And so R2 for us is another instantiation of that. There's a lot of new technology in it. There's a lot of good improvements on existing things and a lot of new things. And I hope you've either seen it already in the beta form, but the full release for all customers will be on October 5th. And it'll keep that twice a year train going. And we're excited about that. And then beyond that, I want to just make sure that you feel like where we are, we're continuing to be true to ourselves. And the Bill of Rights for me, for all of you that have been with Acumatica for some time and heard us talk about it, and you may have heard me talk about it at this past summit, the Bill of Rights for me is a really important flag, a signal to what rights we want to make sure you have and the community has. And it's our culture. It's the way we want to relate to you. And we will keep evolving these things from year to year based on the feedback we get and the opportunities. We made several changes to it this year based on feedback we gotten, and I thought some of them were outdated, some of them could be stronger, but some of the core of it will stay the same. But you own your data. That's not going to change. We want to give you software and service proposals with clear fees. That's not going to change. We want transparent, fair pricing and agreements. We're not going to force you into long-term. All that's there. The security model, public or private cloud, professional online training that's free. We believe in these things in a way that we want to make sure you feel you're getting what you want from a publisher or from a vendor. And the Bill of Rights for us really is that signal that what we stand for as a company and what we hope to give to our community. And I hope you feel that and see that every day. And then two last things I want to go through. One is something you may have observed that's different. I want you may have seen that we've gotten a lot more visible with our public profile. And I think, first of all, that's normal in a growing company. We've hit interesting growth milestones, and we want to be there and be visible when customers start looking for ERP solutions. One of the things I believe is that, with all these legacy customers still hanging there thinking about what they're going to do next, it's when they decide it's time to evaluate that Acumatica needs to be present. And we obviously are still a smaller company than some of our competition, and we still have a brand gap to some of our competition. And so you're going to see more and more investments for us in these kinds of areas. You may have seen them in airports. You certainly have seen them online. If you're a Google TV customer or a Sirius XM radio customer, you may have seen some of these things. And we're doing some very targeted sponsorships. We did some in racing. We're doing some in golf. We'll do more. And all of this, serves a couple purposes. One, it basically gets our name out there. We want more people to be aware of Acumatica, what makes it unique and interesting. So go through the Atlanta airport, this week, you're going to see lots of ads. Try to get through there without seeing Acumatica ads. It's pretty impossible. And we're happy about that. That's getting our name out there. But it also means something. It signals to customers, it signals to our partners, it signals to our competition that we are a large established brand and we can use our momentum that way. We want that to drive confidence that we are, a significant, mature player. We're not just the small startup. We have hit enough growth and enough momentum and enough critical mass to drive that kind of confidence. And that we want you to be secure in that. And I think that these kinds of investments both drive our brand and drive awareness of us and what makes us different and unique and special. But it also serves the purpose of proving to the skeptic that this is a company that's made significant progress and is here to stay. And that's very important to us. So that you'll see more of those things. And it's not, by no means is it the majority of what we do in sales and marketing, but they're pretty visible. And I've got lots of questions. I thought it was interesting to bring it up. And yes, that is the back of my head there, in case you're wondering. And that was a fun day with that golfer. But we'll do more of those kinds of things because I think it's actually a meaningful way to engage with our community and to signal something to the market. And so let's talk about kind of the road ahead just a little bit before I wrap up. And I think our future path, has a lot going on. And one of the things I say to our partners is that you may think we've grown a lot over the last 5 years, but I think we're just getting started. I think this market still has so much more room for us to compete. I think we'll take more and more of the kind of ongoing market share in customer growth. We want your help and participation in that. That's our mission. Our mission is to reinvent that part of the market and build the future of business together. And we want to do that as the winner. And I think the things we're doing are helping us prove that. Over the next couple months, a couple tactical things. One obviously is R2. We talked about it a minute ago, but the R2 GA, and then engaging, frankly, in R1 of next year and the products and features we'll deliver there. All those are very exciting. I think Q4 for us this year, Q3 we're in right now, is actually looking to be extremely large. I think our Q4, which typically is the largest quarter for us of the year in terms of new customers, has the potential to be a really unique moment and hit some incredible milestones in terms of size of the company and how big we can be. And we're looking to see that, and we want to see all of our ecosystem and partners align to that sort of successful moment in Q4. And then that for us culminates in our summit. And the summit for us is both a celebration of the year we've had, and we'll have hopefully more than 3,000 people there this year celebrating that. But it's also a signal that and a message about the year ahead and the road ahead, and the products we want to build and the community we want to make sure we stay with. And for us, we'll be at the Win again this year. That's become a very important location for us in terms of how we run that summit. And I hope to see you. And many of you, I'm sure, were there last year. As I mentioned, it was the event of the year in the Globee Awards, and that's a large part to live up to. But we'll give it a shot. And I think the summit will get better every year. But it's an amazing event for a company of our size and scope. But that's just the next 3 months. As we think kind of into the future, there's still so much that we have to accomplish. I think in the next 3 to 5 years, I really think we have the potential to double and then double again and then double again. And I mean that in terms of customer counts. I mean that in terms of the amount of data, the amount of transactions we process, the customers that we see, the partners that we work with around the world, increasingly more and more outside the US and Canada, and the products we create. And I think that our product line went through a lot of dramatic change 3 to 4 years ago. We added industry editions. General business for us became very much the minority of our business, and the partner edition, the industry editions became the dominant part of our business. And we're going to look to expand on that. And I think that you'll see some of those things from us in the coming months and years. I firmly believe we'll deepen significantly and add functionality significantly in things like construction, manufacturing, and distribution in retail commerce. But we'll also broaden. And I would be very surprised if in a year we're not pushing on additional industries to the left and right of the ones that we currently have. And I think that's an incredibly exciting opportunity. We've had great success where we are, and there's lots of room still to grow. But I also believe that there's more opportunity for us as a community if we can add the right products at the right time. And your ideas are always welcome. on those things. And I talk to partners all the time who have ideas about a type of customer they think is underserved, or a type of industry that we could possibly go fulfill and drive. And I believe our engineering team can do it. We're a very engineering-led company. You may be surprised to know that. Almost half our entire team is somewhere, connected to R&D, and that's our business. Our business is not, is very much the product out, as opposed to selling and the product chases it. We want the product to lead. And so for us, that trajectory of growth includes significant growth in the product. And hopefully we'll be able to share more of that at the summit. And then news on that will continue to kind of flow out and cascade. And there will be a variety of ways we do that. Certainly the ISVs will be a core part of it. Our own development will be a core part of it. Other partnerships could be a core part of it. But for us, that trajectory of growth will be significant, I believe, over the next couple of years. And it's very important when we do that we maintain kind of our own sense of who we are. And I think one of the things that's the most challenging about a company and an ecosystem going through the growth phase we're in is that keeping true to who you are is one of your hardest challenges. And our customers tell me the same thing. When they're growing fast, keeping true to the company that they were founded as or that they believe in matters. And it's important to note the community for us is the single biggest way to keep us grounded. It's where we get feedback. It's where we learn when we make mistakes. It's also where we learn that we did good things. And partners that have been with us for a long time certainly acknowledge that the company's grown, but they also acknowledge that we are still able to be connected to, and they still know who to call, and they still are able to work with our support team, and all those things keep us grounded. And when we lose sight of those things, I want the community to pull us back. And I think that's actually a very important thing to understand, that we are committed to that, to the whole ecosystem, and keeping us grounded. It actually really matters. Of course, we'll go through change as we grow, and we'll add many more partners and many more customers. And so that fundamentally is different. But we want to stay true to the nature of what makes Acumatica unique and special. And the community really is the only way for us to learn that. And I think for us, continuing to keep us there, pushing us, helping us, educating us, teaching us, giving us positive feedback too, as I mentioned, that is the way we want to do it. And I think that we can manage both. But it's a pretty unique moment, right? The growth that we hope to see in our ecosystem, and making sure that we maintain that sense of community with our partners, with our developers, with our MVPs, you name it. Keeping us grounded is keeping us true to who we are is one of the hardest tasks we have, but one that I think all of us are very committed to. And for me, that's very exciting. So I hope, as I give you, I love to keep doing these speeches kind of year after year, because I do think it's a unique chance to speak to you. But what I hope is that I can point to you in the future that we were able to achieve these things. We're able to see the growth momentum that we wanted. We're able to keep the product accelerating ahead. We're able to keep our business momentum up, while at the same time making sure that Acumatica, the ecosystem, and the company stays true to that mission, to that viewpoint, to that culture. And so that is our future path together, right? And that's the thought I'll leave you with. I think that's my last slide. And I think that, for me, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate so much the involvement and the emotion and the effort that everybody puts into these things. I love connecting to you, and I look forward to meeting you in person if I haven't, either at the summit or some future event. But Liz, I'll give it back to you, and thank you so much for the opportunity to come in and contribute.
Thank you, John. That was an amazing closing keynote. And,
Good.
I'm definitely feeling the Acu love today for our community. I am actually heading to Atlanta in a couple weeks, so I will be sure to snap a picture of those Acumatica ads that I see in the airport, and spread the word from my social profiles as well. But thank you again to everybody for joining us the last 2 days, for taking time out of your busy schedules to make this event successful. And I will leave you all with a note to say, have a great couple 6 months between now and Acumatica Summit, and we will see you all in January at the Win in Vegas. And thank you again, John, and thank you everybody who made this event possible. And until next time, have a great rest of your day, everyone.